Okay. So, man, today we did have Eric, I think it's Eric Carroll, one who's, Eric and Patrick, they've been running this Facebook page, YouTube page. They went live today and had Betty and Larry up there like they did before. There was some connection issues and things, and it think they were doing it off of a phone, but they did do a live stream today. And I don't have nothing bad. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't really have nothing bad to say about Eric and Patrick. As much as people from my last video, as much as people are saying, what is Eric and Patrick this, Eric and Patrick this, and trying to make comparisons to Mark and what Mark did, and you see almost two sides of the coin where it's like, I don't really see it like that. I'm gonna just be completely honest. I don't see it like that. And yes, my commentary may not be salacious when it comes to this, my viewpoint about this, but I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen anything still when it comes to Eric and Patrick, but we're gonna talk about this. I do think this live stream, they did give some insight a little bit more into some things. Of course, they talked about the Amish. They talked about the trustee over the, kind of like the family, what would be some sort of family manager of the financials and of the monetization and things of that, and the money being donated. So, let's go ahead and get into it. I think I have like, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. That's not I'm not sitting here trying to watch this whole thing right now and break everything down. I basically just have 4 points of the interview where he's giving updates and just kind of a little more insight into, I guess, what this thing would look like. That's kind of what I talked about on my last video. Like, how do you even begin with this? This is not like an overnight fix to this stuff that we talking about. Like, things have to be put in place, even when it comes to getting healthcare or getting these, getting Ray into here, getting it. Like, they don't have IDs, social security cards, and so it's a lot. And I think the way that they're going about it is the correct way. You got to take care of certain things before other things. Other things are more important. You got people wanting to pay. I want to pay for a vacation for the Whittakers and want to just drop a huge sum of money for a vacation. But okay, there's other things that are more important. So they have to balance all of that out. We're gonna start right here. I think it's around here.
Forward to. And this home. Your new home.
Your new home.
Yeah.
What are you waiting on?
Yeah. That's what we're working on.
So let me give an update. Betty and Larry, can y'all hear me okay? So guys, we're on a cell phone and it's a little limited. We're going to have to get some equipment to make it better so they can better hear this when we do it in the future. But just to give you an update, I have a friend of mine that grew up in the Amish community. His whole family did. He is supposed to be flying with me to go meet with the Amish to talk to them about building a home for you guys.
And this is basically what he alluded to in the Facebook post. So this is kind of information that people already knew, what Eric was having in the works. And just the idea on paper, it sounds great. I'm going to just say that. The idea sounds great. I mean, no offense, but if it wasn't the Amish, then I would hope there was someone of Hispanic descent or Latino descent that was doing it. Because, yeah, I mean, the Amish, they're builders. We need somebody to come in here. You would think somebody at some point would come in and sponsor, if not sponsor, just as far as handling the legwork of it. Because it's a project. It's a huge project undertaking.
And we are hoping that happens sometime soon. But until we get that meeting, we're just waiting on it. And I don't know if they're still with me because it looks like they're frozen up on the screen. Patrick, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay. They're frozen on the screen, but you guys can still hear okay.
Yeah.
And I'll say more of that to the family once I get up there. I have not been up there for the past month since we got ready to the knee doctor, but we are working on it, guys. The big thing is making sure we got somebody that can handle the donations, a third party, so that there's no possibility of what happened in the past happening again.
Important. That's what needs to be said. That's what people want to know, that's not going to happen again.
And not only that, if you're not familiar with the Amish, they build houses better and quicker than anybody I know. So we're just waiting on that to happen. And it seems like we got some progress going on. I will update you guys as soon as I know. Lori Pelton on here, Betty and Larry said.
So yeah, they continue on and they answer a lot of questions that actually I feel like, not everybody's seen everything. So of course there's going to be questions that are asked that are repeats that they've already answered before. But I do think as far as third party, that needs to happen. Eric and Patrick they're gonna show the public what's going on. But I don't think Eric and Patrick should have direct, there should be an intermediate person, somebody else that has no affiliation with Eric and Patrick and no affiliation with the family. Because any affiliation that can be with the family, you could have someone like a BJ come in, and they're actually going to talk about the drugs and all of that later on. And I thought that part was interesting. Matter of fact, let me go ahead. I kind of wanted to get into that because I thought that was interesting that they did touch on it, and that Larry was candid about some things when talking about that. So let's go to this part right
Shot.
God, it bothered me a lot.
What do you think that's due to?
I eat, pretty good. It's just my nerve, I guess.
So yeah, right here, Larry is talking about he's people were asking about his weight loss, and people were asking, are you okay? And he talking about his nerves. He had some nerve issues, and he had got some medicine from the doctor, and he's thinking, and then Larry goes on to say that he thinks some of it is caused by BJ, and we know how much everybody cannot stand what BJ and her boyfriend and that whole situation, because that's where everybody pretty much assumes that's where the money went. Siphoned through Betty and to BJ, siphoned through Larry and to BJ, that from Mark the past. And that's no shot at Mark either, because I mean, some people might say, well, Mark didn't do it right. Well, Mark is not like I said, it got to be a third party. There was no third. It was just Mark trying to do this. So, and that this is no job for one person. Let me just say that. And I think Eric and Patrick realized that. So that's why I salute why they're doing it the way they're doing it. They probably have more time to do it like that than Mark had. Maybe not, but just having two people working hand in hand, and you got someone local, I would think it's a lot easier, to try to get the logistics down of some of these things. We gonna continue.
What do you think's causing your nerve problem?
My daughter is.
Let's talk about that.
He said, what do you think is causing the nerve problem? He said, my daughter is. She the scapegoat, you think, or do you think that's... I kind of take that as face value, man. I can see it. And he goes a little further into that later. It's kind of hard to hear him, but I definitely made out what he said there.
For a second, Patrick, because that's a big deal. People know what happened with the money last time, and they know that BJ is suffering from drug addiction. What has that been like for you, Larry, knowing that your daughter has this addiction, and even though she might be doing things she's not supposed to, it's still your daughter, you love her. What's that situation been like for you? I know it's stressful.
He's asking you what has it been like for you with BJ being on drugs?
I don't like it one bit. I've been her getting into it over a lot of time.
He said, I don't like it one bit. Me and her get into it a lot of times.
Constant battle. What was she down there? Didn't you say that she came into the house the other night screaming at y'all?
Yeah, wake us up, everything, for no reason.
Yeah.
Waking her up, no reason. And that one, that was kind of like alley-ooped from Patrick, in which I think his reason for doing that is because it's like you kind of want people to know certain things, but you don't want them to know too much. Like you don't want to sit here and just put all the business out there. But when something like that's going on, I guess I don't see any harm in that specific piece of information coming out. Because I mean, honestly, the public, we probably already knew that something like that's going on anyway. So,
Patrick, maybe word it like this. What would Larry like to say about his daughter to the people about, how much he loves her or how he wants her to get help? Something along those lines. You can word it. Just what would he want to say to the audience about BJ and her situation?
Is there anything that you'd like to see done with BJ?
Yeah, I want her to get up a goddamn drugs.
stay off of goddamn
You want to see her
drugs.
get help?
Yeah, get her some help.
Okay.
So, also, Patrick, there is people concerned that with BJ being around, she'll be able to get the money.
There's no way.
I know, but maybe talk to them about it so people can hear us talking with Betty and Larry
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
how we're setting up the trust and how she will not be able to get anywhere near that money.
So the way that that's going to be set up, that trust is going to be set up through a lawyer. The money that comes in from monetization that Betty and Larry and the family get, that money can't be touched by anybody. Just whoever the trustee is the one that takes care of that, not us.
And that's how it should be handled. Like that would be the perfect scenario. Far as me on the outside looking in, that would be the perfect scenario for what's happened in the past and what's starting to happen. The tumbleweed is rolling down the hill again, in a sense. And really, if that's not in place, I don't think the tumbleweed should be halted until that happens. As far as large masses of money coming in, I know people want to help. But yeah, that I feel like that definitely should take place.
Maybe have Larry speak to the audience about how he would like them to pray for her to get help. Because the thing is we would like her to get better. I hear at one point in time, BJ was actually very helpful with the family, all before the crystal meth got involved. Maybe get him to.
And that's another thing. It's one of them things, man. Everybody, to the people who are watching now, there's very few families who don't have somebody who has dealt with the drug issue in their family, or someone, or you even love someone who had an issue with drugs. So yeah. We're gonna keep it moving. It was one part in here. I wanted to touch on this part. I thought this part was interesting right here.
Question I just saw in the live chat to go with what you just said. Mr. Dodger on YouTube said, does Betty and Larry forgive the people who bullied them?
Do you forgive people that have bullied you in the past, or do you hold on to it?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
And I agree with what I have done, too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the bullying days are, you don't see that happening now.
No.
And it's not going to happen as long as I live on this road, because I have a camera and I see everything that goes on.
Go out there. When people fall out, I you gotta think the rocks and sticks and everything just a vehicle.
Yeah. Well, you know that I'm just a
Everything.
phone call away now.
I know.
When's the last time something like that happened, Patrick?
It's been a long time ago. About 4 years.
Yeah.
About 4 years since anybody's come up here and harassed you and threw rocks. You won't come up here and do that now. That's a really bad idea.
Very bad idea. And we're gonna make it to where we know who all comes up that way and everything. Lots of things coming in the future for this guy.
So yeah, they I get, to me it's good to see. You know, he say I'm on this road and I got my camera, and that'd be a very bad idea for you to come up here harassing these Whittakers. And I don't see no issue with that, man. You know, Betty just mentioned, it sounded like she said people came up and threw rocks at her windows or something. I don't know. There's been many different variations of stories of people going up and harassing and making, you know, yelling at them and, you know, all type of stuff. Because they do sit on the porch all the time. They sit out on the porch. They gave them an AC, and they don't even hardly run the AC because that just, I mean, they out there sitting on the porch anyway, man. So, but yeah, Patrick say I'm not having that. Anybody step foot up here, I see you on this camera. I'm right down the road. Betty, you got my number. And he gonna come jump out the bushes on them boys if something happened. So I thought that was interesting. And again, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. That's just me. That's just me. You know, Patrick, he definitely looks like he played tight end at some point in his high school career. So hey, you know, they got some security up there. The business is you know, the business aspect of it, it takes time. Of course, all of these things, they take time. 5 to 7 business days, 10 to 15 business days, everything. You working with Social Security officers, all of this stuff takes time. So as they are, I feel like we as well should just be patient, sit back and just, you know, ride it out, man. This last clip I'm gonna play, I'm kind of on the fence about if they should have did this part or not, but maybe it's how they prefaced it. I don't know, but I do think certain things need to be addressed. And yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. 36, I think it's right here.
All right.
Bye.
Patrick, you did a video, but I haven't gotten to put it on YouTube yet. You still got the people. It's going to happen no matter what, and it's not to give any attention to the haters or the trolls, but it's just out there. We're going to talk about it now, and then we're just never going to do it again. There's people that think they are being exploited. Betty and Larry sitting here doing this right now, and they don't know what they're doing, and they don't want to be doing it. We're doing it against their will. Maybe you can talk to them about that, just because it gets very tiring of people always trying to crap on their efforts.
And I think that it's always going to be like that. The nature, here's the thing about it. The nature of what you're doing, even though I feel like the intentions are coming from a good place and you're doing something good, it doesn't matter what you're doing. We've seen people do charitable things in the past. You know, somebody gives $50,000 and pays for rent for, you know, a certain amount of tenants in a small apartment housing, and then someone comes in and say, well, they could have did this or they could have did that. Well, you're not doing it. You're not doing it. So it's like, yeah, I you know, some of these people, man, yeah,
it's a revolving door. So the thing here is Betty and Larry, they have at any time and any opportunity, they can tell me they do not want to be recorded. They can tell me that they don't want me to come to their house. They have the option of me not coming around if they want that. But Betty and Larry sitting right here, do you feel like that I'm exploiting you all? I mean, are you happy that I come around?
Yeah.
Y'all have fun when I come around?
I expect to come around because he always jump around Betty. I get a laugh out of it. I do.
Well, there's nothing that I want from y'all, but to see y'all do better
That's
than
it,
me.
man.
Better than me. I want y'all to do better than me. That's all I care about.
That's it. It is a lot of work getting it out there and doing what we do. I want nothing more than to see your family thrive and to get that new home. And I love Ray. I love all of you, but I love Ray, love Lorraine. When I come back up next week, I'm going to have some potato chips. So I hope, and I know she'll be proud, but my biggest goal is that one day, once we get that new home built, the only thing I want from you guys is to give me a cup of coffee so we can all sit on that porch and drink a cup of coffee and celebrate the fact that you got your new home.
Can we all sit on your porch and drink a cup of coffee?
And I would love to see Mark from Soft White Underbelly do the same thing, man. We've never been competition with him. There's been a lot of people along the way that's helped. We wouldn't even know who they were without him. So,
yeah, as far as Mark, no, I don't think. I think Mark's tapped out, but the sentiment was felt. I do think. I'm pretty sure there's someone out here who say, why did he even mention, why does he keep mentioning Mark? I mean, the sentiment was felt, I guess, but yeah, Mark's tapped out. Far as Mark, what he did was what he did. I the only question I have for Mark is the Rebecca thing. And I hate to switch topics, but I guess what keeps Mark and Rebecca continuing to, interact, but with the Whittaker family, why can't that be mended if the Rebecca situation was mended? And I think the simple answer is this situation is much more like Rebecca. You turn the camera on for 30 minutes, you get an update, get her a cell phone and some food, and that's it right there. But this, as much as Mark put into it, I'm not mad, not one iota, or feel like he's any type of way shady for saying I don't want anything to do with the family anymore. Wish him well, but I don't see anything wrong with that. But these two guys here, man, I still can't really see anything. I can't really see anything. I can't really find a point of contention. The commentary I'm giving right now would be much more salacious if I could, but I can't. I'm not gonna force something to be just for the sake of forcing it, just to drum up some type of narrative. I'm never gonna do that.
We're not in competition.
We're not in competition. We want the right thing, guys. The only reason I'm doing this is because please stop trying to crap on efforts. It doesn't do anybody any good. So they enjoy what they're doing, as you can hear from them now. And at any point in time, Betty or Larry, if there's anything that we're doing and you're not enjoying it, just tell us and we'll stop right then. So, Kathy Fleming Friday. No more of that. That was our last time, Patrick. Kathy Fleming Friday said, ask each person, Betty and Larry.
So yeah, I think it's a good plan. I mean, the Amish thing, hopefully that does actually, hopefully that actually happens, and they do get some sort of builders in there that can do that, build that house across the street. As far as the trustee, the lawyer, trustee situation, these things are not easy. It doesn't just happen at the snap of a finger, but I guess to be continued, I guess. I don't know. I'll say it again. I don't see nothing wrong with Patrick and Eric. They doing what they supposed to be doing. They're being transparent as they can do. Could they be more transparent with what's going on right now and the money of what's happening now as far as, I don't know, it's the YouTube channel. I don't know, but that's one of them things where it's like, look what they're doing. You can nitpick people to death, and I hopefully they don't continue to respond to the shit that they see all the time in the comments and whatnot. And of course, these comments are probably more than likely coming from YouTube. I have been on the Facebook page, and the overall feeling of the comments on the Facebook page are a little different than what I've seen on YouTube. YouTube, you know how YouTube is. It's a little bit, it's a little bit like that. And when it comes to moderating the comments on Facebook, I know Facebook get like that as well. Maybe the comments are being moderated, or maybe it's just that you know, the people on the Facebook are a little bit more, you know, like there for the right reasons instead of just there to stir the pot. So I don't know, man, but I'm about to get up here out of here. YJ, man, I'm out.